Well, today's the day. We got to get these guys into this trailer somehow and get them shipped up to Orland to the USDA processor. I've never taken cattle up there before, and I've never tried to load out of this pen before, so I'm not really sure how today's gonna go, but you guys are gonna come along with me. That's what's going on today on Farmer Tyler Ranch. Get in there super easy. That's like cheating. That's too easy. What do you say about that? I don't even know if I really got that on camera. I was expecting to have to do this whole song and dance, and they just literally jumped right in there. I didn't have to get behind them or anything. I've got them crowded in the front of the trailer so they'll ride a little bit better. They won't be able to move around. Believe it or not, while you're going down the road, if they go from the front of the trailer to the back, you can really feel that. And in some cases, it can be dangerous and kind of make it hard to keep control of the vehicle. I still just can't get over how easily they went in there. And I'm sure that it helps the fact that they've been in and out of this trailer several times. I mean, they had to go to the steer pasture. I think they all came back at least once for pink eye treatment. Then they came here, so that's 3 times for sure that they've been in the trailer. And they, you know, it's nothing new to them, so they didn't mind jumping in. I mean, I just feel like this was supposed to take a really long time, but I guess there's nothing left to do. Let's head on up there. We are back on Highway 32 now. We should only be like, I don't know, 15-20 minutes away from where we're going. We're getting close. We still got a little ways to go. There's a big cow. Well, just like that, steers are dropped off. It didn't take long at all. I didn't film any over there. I just didn't really want to ask the guy if I could, just because this is the first time I've met him. If in the future we kind of work together more often, then I might run it by him just so you guys can kind of see how the process works. But it's pretty self-explanatory. You just run them back through an alley into a holding pen, and that's about all you got to do. I already dropped off the stock trailer, and I figured while I'm out and about, I may as well come over here and grab this feed wagon. Actually, I'm surprised to see that. It's still got some work to do on this. I can't believe it. So, well, I guess we'll leave it another day or two. Well, I guess in a way that's good. That means they're not going hungry, and we can spread these bales out. You know, instead of bringing them a bale every other day, which is what I usually do, I could bring them a bale every 3 or maybe even 4 days. It's the next day now. Yesterday we took the steers to the USDA plant to be harvested and processed, and today I'm driving up to pick our pigs up that we had harvested a couple weeks ago. Let's see here. Fit this way. There we go. I got all the pork home now. These 3 boxes that I put in this freezer is 1 pig, and that is for my family. And 3 boxes is kind of small, but I always keep the smallest pig for us, and the bigger pigs go to other people. In fact, that is a question that I see pop up quite often in regards to the pigs is, do we eat all of those pigs, or are some of them sold? And yeah, really for our family to eat 1 pig a year, that is just about right. Trying to eat 6 pigs would be totally undoable. And if you do happen to buy a half pig or a whole pig from someone and you're kind of curious about what it looks like when you get it back, let me break open one of these boxes and show you. So the way that our processor packages the sausage is in these little tube bags, I guess, and these are £1 a piece. And in this right here, this is probably the best part of the pig. This is a pork belly. And you can see that what I'll do is brine this and smoke it myself, and this will be bacon. If you kind of look at the sides of it, you can see where it does look like a strip of bacon. We just need to slice it. Here's a little pork roast. I mean, you get the idea. Everything is vacuum sealed in these bags and ready to go. And something that I do often tell people when buying meat this way is that you get it back all frozen. I mean, that stuff, I don't know if you could tell on camera, but it's like as hard as a rock. It is very frozen. And I think that a mistake a lot of people make, I've been guilty of it many times myself, is that you try to thaw it out really quickly, like in the microwave or in hot water in the sink or whatever. And while that does work, with beef especially, if you give it a nice long and slow thaw time, I feel like the meat comes out a lot more tender. And going back to that pork belly, I've never actually done bacon this way. I always would have the processor smoke it for me, but this year I just decided that I wanted to try it, and I think that is something that I will film, because if it turns out good, that's the kind of thing that needs to be out there, you know? Boy, it just seems like this rain never gonna quit. You know, at what point does we need it turn into, okay, we got it, that's enough. Well, I hope you guys can hear me over the rain all right. I know it's kind of loud in the background, but that's just what we got today. I've been getting a lot of questions about littles here. A couple people have asked where he came from, or what, you know, how I even got him in the first place. And this is a bottle calf from this calving season. If you guys remember, when he was born, he had a selenium deficiency. His feet were buckled over, and after raising him for a bottle, you know, for a little while, he got to where he was walking good, and then I brought him back here and turned him out with the other cows. This is the calf that we raised up with Smokey. Smokey, for whatever reason, grew a lot better than this guy did, and when I took the load of calves to the sale this year, Smokey was on that load. But I decided to keep this guy behind because he was so little and he was kind of weak. The other calves were bullying him and knocking him over. I just didn't really feel like I was going to get any money for him, and I thought that it would just be better to keep him for a little bit longer, kind of get his feet under him a little bit better, and then we could decide what to do with him then. Since separating him from the other calves, he has been getting a steady diet of grain, triticale hay, and now alfalfa. And of those 3 things, he does seem to like this grain, or it's sweet feed. And next, I would say he likes triticale hay. The thing that he likes the least, and the thing that I kind of wanted him to eat the most, was the alfalfa hay. But a flake of alfalfa lasts him like 3 or 4 days before he finally gets through it. One of the questions I've been seeing a lot is, why don't I get a friend for him? Because people don't like seeing him in here by himself. And I grant you, cattle are herd animals, but he is by himself for a specific reason. When I had him with the other calves, they're just so much bigger than him that he gets bullied and pushed around and doesn't get to eat as much as he needs to eat. So putting another calf in here with him, or buddy, as some people have suggested, would just not work, because he wouldn't be able to eat as much as he needs to eat to to kind of start getting some condition on him. Another thing people have been asking me is, do I think he's growing? And it's really hard to tell because I see him every day, but he's definitely got some girth to him now. So there's that. I don't know that he's put a lot of muscle or like permanent weight on, and I'll probably get him over the scale here in a little while. I'm obviously not going to try to do that today because he don't want to go out in the rain, and neither do I. I do think he's growing a little bit. He's got to be. I mean, he's getting far superior diet compared to what he was getting before, so he's got to be growing some. And then the last thing that I'm seeing a lot of about this guy is what's going to happen to him, or what the ultimate goal or the big picture is here. And I'm not entirely sure. Originally, I thought I'd just keep him around for a little while until he got a little bit bigger. And then the next time I go down to the sale, I'd probably just put him on the trailer and bring him along and sell him once he's a little bit bigger. And in the meantime, you know, we'll keep feeding him the way we are. And when the weather gets nice, I'll probably hot wire off some areas that have grass growing that are difficult for me to get a weed whacker in and mow. Just kind of let him take care of that for me. But I've also had several people offer to buy him as a pet, and I'm kind of leaning more towards that option, you know, because he is kind of tame. And if I'm going to sell him to the sale yard or sell him to somebody to keep as a pet, it's really no different to me, and I may as well just choose the option that's a little bit better for him. There you go, you see that? Straight from the grain to the triticale, and it's even a little bit wet because it was outside. So that's the plan for this guy as of now. I've got some jobs for him this spring, some grass that I want him to eat, but after that, I'll probably just sell him to somebody as a pet. He's not going to be my pet, but he'll be somebody's pet. And while I'm answering questions, a lot of people have been asking about the barn cats as well. I mostly see this black one. Like every time I fill the food dish, I look up on top of the round bales, and there he is looking down at me, waiting for me to leave so he can come get a bite to eat. So I definitely see him the most. But I do still see the other ones when I drive in. I'll catch a glimpse of them running away. So I'm fairly sure that they're all still here. But this black one is by far eating the best because he's the tamest, and he's the one that I see the most. And as far as the mice go in the barn, there are far less now, but I think that might have a lot to do with the fact that I got through the three-way hay, and I'm just down to the triticale now. The triticale doesn't have the seed head on it like the 3-grain does, and I don't think the mice like this as much. But I have to also think that having all the cats in here has helped with the mouse pressure as well. In fact, that black one that I was talking about before, I have caught him actually eating mice before, so I know that they're doing something. Well, I think the last thing I need to do today is put my rubber boots on, grab a shovel, and go around and open up some drains. There seems like there's a lot of standing water here, like more than there should be, so I imagine I have a plug somewhere. And because it's raining, I don't really want to bring my camera out there and get it all wet, so I think I'm gonna call it here. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys, and I hope I'll see you again on Farmer Tyler Ranch.